Welcome back to the Weber Kettle Series, brought to you by Fogo Charcoal here on Chud's Barbecue, everybody. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today we're cooking up one of my absolute favorite things to throw on the grill, which is the Iberico Secreto. Coming up! This is some Iberico Secreto. Or should I say, Iberico Secreto. If you've never heard of this cut before, I don't blame you. It's a rare delicacy cut, kind of like Wagyu A5, that you're definitely not going to run into at your local supermarket. Basically, it's a secret cut, secreto, from an Iberico pig. And if you're unfamiliar with Iberico pigs, they're a heritage breed hog that has superior genetics and is fed a diet of mostly acorns, giving the meat a really nice flavor and some excellent marbling. And according to Guga, it's the Wagyu of pork, and I have to agree. Look at the marbling on that. It is beautiful. And also, the fat renders at a much different temperature. The color is much deeper than your typical American pork that we see. It just melts in your mouth, and honestly, it tastes a lot more like a beef steak than a piece of pork. Highly recommend it. Now, according to my research, there's a bit of a debate where this cut actually comes from. Some people say it's from the belly region, and other people say it's from the shoulder region. And luckily, I have butchered a lot of pigs in my day, and when I was doing so, I was always on the lookout for where this cut comes from. And one day, I found it. The reason it took so long is because usually we break down pigs that have their heads removed, but this time we got one with the jowl meat still attached. And when I was breaking it down, I found this cut. And if you ever look at a pork butt, there's oftentimes a really thin strip of meat just under the fat cap, and that's what this cut is. I think in the competition world, they refer to it as the bacon, but because the pig I was working on still had its jowl attached, I was able to follow it all the way down and get a cut that looked just like this. So essentially, it's half shoulder, half jowl meat. And a pork shoulder is super fatty, and a pork jowl is often treated like bacon because of its fat content. And that's where this cut comes from. On domestic pigs around these parts, it's not a very pronounced muscle, so most people don't pull it out. But on Iberico pigs, it's much more substantial, and it's been kind of a butcher's cut, or a secret cut, or a secreto for many years. Such a beautiful cut. It's like a Wagyu skirt steak from a pig. And as I mentioned, you're never gonna find this cut in your local supermarket, but luckily you can find them online pretty easily. I know Grand Western sells them. I've got them from Regalis before. I'm sure Wild Fork or Meat and Bone, any of the specialty meat markets will probably have this. And if you ever see them, I highly recommend picking them up because they are so good. But that being said, I am not gonna grill these off tonight because I'm meeting up with some buddies tomorrow and I wanna surprise them with some of this stuff. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. On the road again. Made it to Goldie's. Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up?
What are you doing here?
And I saw a sign out there that says Bar BQ, and so I thought, well, I like barbecue. So I walked in, and I guess we're gonna try some.
Today we're gonna be trying 3 different briskets, 3 different styles. Maybe pick our favorite, or just all agree that they're all really good.
These guys think they know barbecue.
It's all hidden, and
After that, we can talk about the merits of the ones that we like, and maybe things that we don't like about others, but we'll have an open discussion, but that's gonna be after we've selected our favorite, and we don't discuss it amongst ourselves first. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button down below, and you can subscribe to the channel.
The brisket tasting was pretty sweet. Gotta say, I love this smokehouse. We're gonna keep the seasoning real simple, folks. Just some kosher salt and some granulated garlic. Light in the wind. Both sides, going pretty light because this is a real thin cut of meat.
You want it to one side?
No, that's perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Lighting your fire with an existing fire from a gigantic offset is the most Texan way to fire up a Weber kettle. Are you familiar with Iberico pork?
I am. It is the Wagyu of pork, I'm told. But it's extremely good. So both in terms of the marbling and the flavor. So if you can get your hands on some, do it.
What have you cooked before?
Iberico pork ribs.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's like if you like ribs and you like juicy food, this is the way to go. And it actually wasn't that expensive. So compared to Costco pork ribs, they're maybe twice as much, but for a one-time thing, or if you want to blow people's minds, it is the way to go.
Yeah, it's a little less expensive of an endeavor compared to like Wagyu A5 or something.
Yeah, A5 Wagyu, you're gonna spend like your whole paycheck. So pork is more attainable. And the flavor that you get is kind of night and day different from commodity pork. So commodity pork, kind of bland, kind of flavorless. You really have to marinate it or season it well. But with this, it has its own flavor and it's super good.
Have you had secreto before?
I have not, so I'm excited.
this is great.
Burn, baby, burn!
Flame across you.
How are y'all gonna look?
So while I wait for those secretos to rest, we're gonna do a little trust exercise. One more. happens at Goldie's on its off days.
Mad rip scientist.
Yeah, that's hard.
You gotta love it when someone makes a casual joke and it turns into something like that. All right, folks, this came off around 130 degrees internal, probably carried over to a nice 145 or so. It's pretty thin, so now we're gonna slice in and see how it came out. Nice wide bias cut. Ooh, looking nice and juicy.
Don't mind if I do.
Thank you, chef.
Little teaser.
Eric is next.
Oh, that's good, man. That really is good. Yeah. Let me get in
You
there.
can tell that there's a lot of fat.
Yeah,
Like
it's
marble fat.
it almost tastes like steak.
Yeah.
All right, so you just ate 3 briskets, and now we got some of the fattiest pork ever.
It's a good day.
What do you think?
Is it true? Oh, the pork?
Yeah.
No, it's super flavorful and juicy. It's almost got the texture and flavor of a steak rather than like a pork chop, which doesn't really have a lot of flavor in and of itself. So if you like pork, this is like the Rolls Royce of pork.
The part that's appealing is the texture of it. It's not, and the flavor is on the outside, but the inside, what I like about it is the flavor. The inside, what I like about is, try it again.
Not so easy, is it?
Okay, let's not do it. You can edit all your videos.
Oh man.
What I was trying to say is that what I like about the inside is the texture.
Super yummy. I'd eat that all day.
Honestly, I wish I could get a blind taste test of this because I don't think I would say that it's pork.
I would have gotten it wrong.
Yeah, I would have got it wrong
It
too.
like eats like a steak. It's fatty like a steak.
Yep.
What do you think, Chuck?
I thought it was steak. There is no way that in the world I would think that would be pork. So good.
If Mad Scientist was a piece of meat, this is what it would be.
Does this taste even better after that workout you just did in the...
Yeah, it worked up a real hunger, you know, that bench pressing, so this hit the spot.
Same thing. Trying to have a little bit more.
All right, y'all, and that is how to make some absolutely fantastic grilled Iberico Secreto. I highly recommend giving this cut a try at least once in your life. It truly is something special. And if you're a fan of Wagyu beef, you are gonna love it. Everyone in there was super pumped about it. They're still in there raving about it, and it was all gone in about 5 minutes. Highly recommend. But that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button and dropping a like on this video. Big shout out to Fogo Charcoal. Thank you for sponsoring the Weber Kettle series. If you give this cut a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chud's Barbecue. I love to see what y'all are cooking. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace.